Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome. I am Dr. J. I would like to welcome you to my channel, Chat with Dr. J. So come on in as you enter. If you don't mind, type in the chat so that I will know that you are here. Happy Tuesday, everybody. As you come into the building, please type into the chat so that I can recognize and or acknowledge you on this Super Tuesday, this Happy Tuesday. Welcome again. I am Dr. J. I would like to welcome you to my channel, Chat with Dr. J. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. Hello there, Z Adams. How in the world has your day been? So glad that you were able to join us today. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully you have had a happy Tuesday today. I'm so glad that you have decided to tap in with me. And I do appreciate, thank you for stopping by my channel. If you don't mind, please hit that like button. I'm going to wait around a few minutes to see if or how many more people actually join us for live today. So you had a busy, okay, you just picked up your grandkids. Awesome. How many grandchildren do you have? How many grandchildren do you have? I don't have any right now. Thank you for stopping by, catching it live here. I do appreciate it, and I do want to welcome you to the live. Had a busy day, you said. You just picked up your grandkids. How many grandchildren do you have? Okay, you have two girls. Two girls, 8 and 9. Okay. I bet they keep you on your toes. Do they keep you on your toes? As you come into the building, if you don't mind, please type into the chat so that I can at least acknowledge you just to say hello. And I'm so glad you are here. I would like to take a moment to welcome you. I am Dr. J. I would like to welcome you to my channel, Chat with Dr. J. And I don't plan to hold you long. As I have stated since day one of my first live, I do plan to keep you updated as information becomes available with the Shannon Sharp's case, the Karmelo Anthony's case, and I will also be bringing you updated information on from President Trump with details concerning dismantling of the Board of Education. Not the Board of Education, the Department of Education. Okay, Z Adams said that my toes and everyone else as well. Okay, yes, 8 and 9. They're at that stage where they are full of energy. So we'll just go ahead and try to get started. Again, I do appreciate those of you. Thank you for joining us today for our live. And I don't know if I mentioned, but today I'm just bringing updates concerning the Karmelo Anthony's case. I don't know if y'all have had an opportunity to view the videos on my channel. I have posted 2 videos pertaining to this case. The very first video that I posted pertaining to this case, the incident, the murder had just taken place. And it's entitled, the very first one is, Why Are Our Children Angry? And I also posted later on, some weeks after that, it was a news report that I posted up there from one of the local news channels, I think in Texas, entitled Karmelo Anthony after he had been released from jail. So Anthony, just to bring you up to date, give you a little background, Anthony is charged with murder in the death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. Metcalf was stabbed and killed at a track meet on April 2nd. Anthony, also 17, was released from jail and placed on house arrest after his bond was reduced from $1 million to $250,000. So that's pretty much just a quick briefing of this case. And like I said, I have two videos posted. One is entitled "Why Are Our Children So Angry?" That's the very first video that I posted. If you go on my channel and look under the videos, it's the very first one I did, and later on I added another one, just kind of like to keep you updated. But the update as of right now, the Anthony family is getting some guidance from an organization, NGAN. And just to give you a little background on NGAN, NGAN is a civil and human rights organization in North Texas. NGAN, or the Next Generation Action Network, is a prominent social justice organization based in Texas. It is recognized as one of the fastest growing organizations in the nation, with several chapters across the country. NGAN focuses on various social justice issues and has been involved in legal advocacy, including supporting protesters and providing security details for activists. Anthony's family, Karmelo Anthony's family, chose the group to stand with them through this very tough time, just to get some guidance during this process. Again, welcome. I am Dr. J, and I would like to welcome you to my channel, Chat with Dr. J. I'm just bringing updated information, updated content on the Karmelo Anthony's case. Again, if you have not had an opportunity, I have two videos. So if you go to my channel, look on the videos, my very first video that I did, I titled it, "Why Are Our Children So Angry?" It's posted on my channel. So if you go take a look at that, it will give you information concerning this case. And also I have a video posted from one of the local news stations out in Texas. If you don't mind, as you enter the building, please type in the chat so I at least can acknowledge you. I do appreciate you stopping by today. And I don't plan to be up here long. Just want to share this updated information. Hopefully this live will last, hopefully about 30 minutes or so. So please type into the chat and just let me know that you are here. If you don't mind. Please type into the chat to let me know that you're here, so at least I can acknowledge you. Welcome. I am Dr. J, and I would like to welcome you to my channel, Chat with Dr. J. Come right in. Just to bring you updated information concerning the Karmelo Anthony's case. And I don't know if you've had an opportunity to read or hear. Karmelo Anthony has been relocated, or he has been moved to a disclosed location for his protection. According to NGAN, I shared information earlier, which is the Next Generation Action Network. And his family chose this group to stand with them during this process. Over the past several days, there has been an alarming increase in death threats, continued harassment, and physical intimidation targeted at the family's home. Some of the harassment includes people visiting the Anthony family home, loitering, and taking photos of the property, false food deliveries, disturbing mail-ins, including Austin Metcalf's. They are also sending Austin Metcalf's obituary to the Anthony family's home. And people repeatedly circling the family home, taking photos, and attempting to provoke fear and intimidation, according to the article that I read. Hey, Tracy. Welcome, Tracy. Thank you for stopping by. I would like to take a moment just to welcome you, Tracy, to my channel, Chat with Dr. J. Thank you for taking a moment to stop by and visit with us. As I stated, Tracy, I think you've probably heard me say that I will be keeping a close watch on the Shannon Sharp's case, as well as the Karmelo Anthony's case. So that's what I'm bringing I'm bringing updates, sharing updates rather, today concerning the Karmelo Anthony's case. It won't be a long live today. I was just planning to keep you out here, maybe about 30 minutes or so. So thank you for stopping by. That's Donald Adams. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Adams. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hopefully y'all had a terrific Tuesday. Hopefully your day has gone well. Hopefully the weather is nice in your neck of the woods. Just want to take a moment to welcome you to my channel, Chat with Dr. J. And I was just sharing some information, some updated information. I don't know if you all are or how familiar you are with the Karmelo Anthony's case, but as I stated earlier, I do have like 2 videos posted. One, I kind of like did a walk and talk, a video that I made as soon as this took place. It's the very first video. If you go to my channel and look down and search, it's the very first video that went at the very bottom. And I think it's titled, Why Are Our Children So Angry? That's the very first one that gives details and kind of like a quick breakdown of this case. And then later I posted a video from the news station over in Texas. So if you haven't had a chance to watch those, please do so when you get an opportunity. But just the most updated information is that the family, the Anthony's family, chose a group, the NGAN, which stands for the Next Generation Action Network. That's a group that the Anthony family have chosen to stand with them through this process and kind of like guide them as to how to move around and do what's necessary to make it through. Hey, Miss Parker, Miss Parker, Miss Parker, salute to you. Thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate your visit. Thank you, thank you. Hopefully you have had a terrific Tuesday. And I was just bringing an update, just giving a few updates on the Karmelo Anthony's story. And just as I mentioned earlier, just to let everybody know that Karmelo Anthony has been moved to a disclosed location for his protection because his family, they've been getting all type death threats. According to the organization that the family has chosen to stand by them and guide them through this process, the Next Generation Action Network, According to them, over the past several days, there has been an alarming increase in death threats, continued harassment, and physical intimidation targeting at the family's home. Some of harassment includes people visiting the Anthony family home, the loitering, and taking photos of the property, false food deliveries, disturbing mailings, including Austin Metcalf. And you know, Austin is the twin that was actually stabbed at the track meet. They have just doing cruel things. They went as far as mailing a copy of his obituary to the Anthony family. And people are just repeatedly circling the family home, taking photos, and attempting to provoke fear and intimidation, according to what the article stated. Okay, what you have here, Miss Parker? Miss Parker, let's see. Shared you out. It's been okay. Thank you. I do appreciate that, Miss Parker. Miss Parker, thank you. I think that's best. Okay, thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Much love to you for that. Okay, Donna, you said, okay, Doc, glad to hear someone giving information on the topics that concern the thoughts of the world. Absolutely. We're going to do our best. And like I said, Donna, those are two topics that I plan to follow. I feel like they are going to be up for discussion throughout the rest of the year, throughout December. And I do plan to be here for it. So as soon as the information becomes available, I plan to have it out to you. Okay, but are you all familiar with this case? Just type a Y or N. Y for yes if you're familiar, been keeping up with this case. N for no if you have not. But if not, like I said, I do have 2 videos posted on my channel. That very first one, I put it up maybe about 2 days or so after it happened. And I titled that, Why Are Our Children So Angry? If you have not had a chance, so I pretty much summed it up there in about 4 or 5 minutes, and a few days, maybe a week or so after that. Okay, Tracy, you said a little. I posted a video that came from one of the local TV stations over in Texas. I have a little, maybe 4, 5, 6 minute clip that I posted up there as well. So if you have an opportunity on your free time, you can go back and take a look at it. Miss Parker, again, I do appreciate you sharing. I do appreciate you sharing this out, and thank you for stopping by. How did you know I was live, Miss Parker? Miss Parker, did you get an alert? Did it just pop somewhere? Are you still here, Miss Parker? Maybe she was passing through. Okay, for the sake of time, what I plan to do, because like I said, I didn't plan to keep you long. I was hoping I could keep this live, I guess, around maybe 30 minutes or so. But I did have a few questions, and some of these questions I had asked in that video that I went live on, that very first video that I did. Who do you think, just something to ponder over, because these are questions that I actually pondered when this incident first took place. Who do you all think, and you can just type a response if you feel like it or would like to participate in the chat box, who do you think should be held responsible for, hey Queen Spirit, welcome, thank you for stopping by, thank you. What I'm doing today, Queen Spirit, I'm just, as I stated, that I am going to try to keep track of the Shannon, what's his name? Shannon Sharp's case. I feel like that's going to be a big case throughout the year. And I also feel like this Karmelo, what's his name? Karmelo Anthony is going to be a big case throughout the year. So I'm here today just sharing information and updates as far as the Karmelo Anthony's case is concerned. As I mentioned, if you haven't had a chance, I have 2 videos posted on my channel. The very first one I did is entitled why are our children so angry? And I pretty much put that one up maybe a day or two after the incident took place. And as the incident continued to develop, I later on found a clip from the local newspaper over a TV station over in Texas that I posted up later. So if you have an opportunity, if you have not had a chance to view those two videos, please take a moment to view those. But the updated information that I'm sharing this evening is that the Anthony family is getting guidance from a well-known organization over in Texas, and I think it's located throughout. And it is the NGAN, which is a civil and a human rights organization in North Texas. NGAN is the Next Generation Action Network, and they have chosen, the Anthony's family has chosen that group to stand with them through this process. Let's see what we have here. I don't want to get behind in the chat, just to bring you up to date as to what we have going on here. Okay, no, I heard it on your channel. Okay, great, awesome. Z Evans, did you have a chance to visit to view those two videos that I am referencing? I have one entitled, when it first happened, that very first one, I had gone for a walk, and I titled it, Why Are Our Children So Angry? It's located on my channel on the videos. And like I said, I found one that was released from the TV station over in Texas. That I found that maybe a few days later, maybe a week or so later after it happened. So if you haven't had a chance to view those, please take a moment, if you have some extra time to. Hi, Thankful. Welcome. I like your avatar there. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping by, visiting with us. Queen Spirit is speaking, showing some love. Hello to all. Unfortunately, I can't speak to everyone individuality. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't speak to everyone individuality. Okay. Tracy, I have questions. Why did those brothers approach him, and did they have a history or beef? And that was my did I ask my first question? Okay, yes, the question that I was going to pose, Tracy, who should be held responsible? Watch this, Tracy. Who should be held responsible for the stabbing of Austin Metcalf? And I want to throw this in because that might just lead up to your question as well. And on my video, I asked, do you think Karmelo Anthony is responsible for that incident that took place, that stabbing? Do you think Karmelo's parents should be held responsible for what happened? Do you think the school should take some type ownership in that? Or do you think Austin Metcalf? And when that story first came out, of course, we didn't have all of the details, but Tracy, and you all, please have a chance, please chime in. From what I understood, my understanding from some of the readings that I had done were that, those boys were twins. Austin had a twin brother. And from my understanding, they had the reputations of being bullies. So, but I'm sure all of that is going to come out, of course, when they go before the judge, because I heard at one point that I didn't hear, I read that Karmelo's lawyer had thrown out the fact that the twin brother possibly needed to be arrested as well. Let me stop right here because I don't want to get behind in the chat, and I definitely don't want to miss what anyone has to say. Thankful say, okay, showing Queen Spirit some love. Z Adams, you're saying yes. What are you saying yes to? That you had heard about it, or? Okay, hey, Thankful, you're showing Miss Parker some love. Okay. Tracy, am I making sense to you? That's the information that I had gathered, and I had the exact same question, but watch this. Another question that I asked on my video, if you take a chance, that very first one that I did after I read the article, why did, this can go along with what Tracy just asked, why did Karmelo even have a knife at the track meet? And let me see if I can put Tracy's, okay, the question. Let's put this back up there because Tracy, my question might go along with yours. Why did he even have a knife at a track meet? You're at a track meet, you got to watch somebody else run, or you're running. And if you're running, it's hot most of the times, because I've sat out there on those bleachers before. You're tired, you're sweaty. Why in the world would you think to bring a knife, a weapon to a track meet? My thing is, it might go back to what you said, Tracy. Was there some type previous problems with those boys? And from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, I think my interpretation was those two boys, they were from different schools. And Carmelo, which, when it first happened, when I put it out there, I didn't know that. I assumed that they were at the same team. But from what I read, Carmelo ran for a different school. He was at a different high school from the Metcalf's brothers. So after, like I said, it started to develop, I asked the same thing. Had they had problems? Had there been some type of altercation? Had they been in an argument? And that goes along with what your question is, Tracy. That was a question, or those were some questions that I had as well. But rest for sure, we're going to keep up with it. Rest for sure, every stone, I promise you, will be uncovered by the time those lawyers finish. Because, of course, those Anthony's families, they're paying out. I think the last time I read that GoFundMe account had about $400,000 or so in it. It might be even higher now. And, good and well, those freaking lawyers are going to try to get every bit of it. So I said that to say every stone would be overturned, look under, lift up by the time, this case is over. So like I said, I do plan to be there for it. So am I making sense, Tracy? Hey, Kristen. Hey, sister. Thank you for stopping by. And I'm just bringing update, Kristen, just to bring you up to date, just bringing updates on the, as I promised that I will keep you all updated and informed on the two stories I plan to follow throughout the year. I feel like these are going to be the two stories of the year, the Karmelo Anthony's case and the Shannon Sharp's case. So I'm just bringing updates on the Karmelo Anthony's case today. I thought it was a cleat to tighten up spikes on cleats, not a knife. Okay, cleat. I thought it was a cleat to tighten up spikes. Okay, what do you mean by that, Thankful? You saying on cleats, not a knife? Elaborate on that a little bit more, Thankful. I like that picture, Kristen. That cute little puppy there. Okay, Kristen is speaking to Queen Spirit. Tracy, Thankful. That's what I thought. They keep saying a knife. So you all are saying it was not a knife? Was it cleats? Yes, ma'am. Sad story. Absolutely. And guess what? In my opinion, it's sad for both families. I asked the other night, no one won. There was not a winner when it came to this, because one child got death and the other one, could get life in prison, so no one wins in situations like this. Okay, Z Adams. Cleat tighter. Okay, cleat tighter. Gotcha. Okay, yes, not a knife. Okay. But it were you all aware that that Anthony Carmelo had been dislocated, moved to a disclosed location for his protection? Were you all aware of that? Because according to the organization that the family has hired or selected to get them through this process, over the last several days, there has been an alarming increase in the death threats, continued harassment, and physical intimidation target at the family's home. Some of those harassments includes people visiting the Anthony's family home, loitering, and taking photos of the property, false food deliveries, disturbing mailings, as sickening as including Austin Metcalf's obituary. Why would they mail an obituary to those folks' home? And people were also repeatedly circling the family home, taking pictures and attempting to provoke fear and intimidation, according to the article that I read. Brandon B. Okay. I wasn't aware. Okay. Okay, Miss Kristen. These are the updates. Okay. Thankful good. You all showed up at the right time. Hey, Granny B. Welcome. Welcome to Chat with Dr. J. Thank you for stopping by. You say yes due to death threats. Absolutely. So the question that I just asked, who should be held in your opinion? And we just are sharing opinion. This is a platform and we are discussing. Like I said, I do plan to follow this, and the lawyer, the judges, and the jurors, they will have those determining factors at the end. But who do you feel like should be held responsible for the stabbing of Austin Metcalf? Do you think Karmelo Anthony should be held responsible for it? Carmelo's parents? Should the school take any type responsibility? Or Austin Metcalf? And Tracy, that was a good question you posed earlier. What's the history behind it? Have they had some type of beef? And I kind of had those same questions. Thanks for saying, shaking my head. So sad. And I agree. Another senseless killing. And like I said the other day on one of my lives, who won? No one wins. One child got death. Austin got death. And look, I don't know if you ever looked at it this way, if this analogy even makes sense to you. One got death and one, chances are might get life in prison. We don't know whether or not it, because Texas is a stand your ground, state. Will this be considered as a self-defense? Or will that lawyer, that's why I say that $400 or $500 might even be $1 million that they have in that GoFundMe. But I promise you, you two ladies, that it's going to take every bit of it and probably still some to keep Karmelo out of prison. So I am here for it. I plan to follow this story. If you don't have time to read it, just try to catch me live, because as it comes out, I plan to come forward with it. So Tracy said, I'm like Judge Judy, not Judge Judy doesn't play. Why did they approach him if they weren't looking for a fight? Right. And then Tracy, I guess you can look at that in two ways. Sometimes we have to be the bigger person. Now, when it first came to me, a friend and I, we were discussing. I'm like, why didn't that baby just move? If they didn't want you under the tent, baby, go and find another tent to get under. But, it's easy things, from the outside looking in, and it's easy for me to say. Let me get back to some of these. Let's see your responses here. Okay, Thankful says schools should have some type of cameras to show what really happened. And I'm sure they do have cameras out on the track, the football field. I'm about 95% sure, but the only thing, keep in mind, they were underneath the tent. And I think all of this happened underneath the tent because evidently the weather had been predicted to be bad that day. So I guess they can't prepare with the tents. But yes, they do have cameras. They do. I'm sure. I'm 95% sure. Thankful. Christian says, I'm still trying to figure out what. Were you here when I just asked that, Kristen? That's a question that I asked also. I said, why? You're at a track meet. Either you're running or you're out there to support somebody. You're sitting out there on those hot bleachers. If you're running, you're gasping for air. You're gasping for your wind. You're hot. You're sweaty. Why in the world? Why did he even have a knife at that track meet? That was one of my questions that I posed earlier. I don't want your comments to get away. Okay, Thankful said, I agree. Christian, it was track, not knife. Throwing contest. Absolutely. Shouldn't have been throwing knife. That's a good point. These boys were grown and should know better. Absolutely. And in that first video I did, Kristen, I asked the question too. What about conflict resolution? I've been asking that $1 million questions in every one of my lives. I mean, and I know I don't mean to quiz you all, but something else. This is the way I need feedback from you all, because I don't have all the answers. Conflict resolution. This is something else for you to ponder, to think about later, and we can talk about this in the next live. Whose responsibility is it to teach conflict resolution? Does it need to be taught? Yes. Is it the home, the parents' responsibility solely to teach it? Is it the school's responsibility to teach it? This is a question that I asked the other night. Or is it a combination of both of them? Just something to think about. And some of you all, this information is probably redundant because I think I asked that before. Tracy, it was not okay. It was not. Like I said, he should have had his energy into saving it for running. If he was okay, what do I have? Okay, Tracy, it was a track. I think it was outdoor grounds, not school premises. Yeah, it happened at the track field, Tracy. It happened at the track meet. So it was on the school grounds. Yes, Tracy, love me some Judge Judy. Judge Judy didn't play though. Christian says, I'm sure more absolutely. By the time, look, those lawyers are probably working on this as we are speaking. They're working on this as we sleep at night. You best believe that. Queen Spirit said Judge Judy and Judge Mathis. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, sorry. Did come no, better late than never. Better late than never. I've been trying to repeat myself and catch everybody up as they come in. Okay, yes, you did. Okay, Queen Spirit said conflict resolution should be taught at home and school. So you think it should be a combination of both, but not just solely the school. We need both, 50-50. School should, school should carry 50% of the weight of teaching conflict resolution, and the parents are responsible for the other 50%, or Queen Spirit, should it be 70-30? Put your percentage in there, Queen. Let's see what you're thinking. Okay, thankful. Wondering if it had been bullied by the two. Yes, I mentioned that earlier too. I had read that Carmelo's lawyer is he had also mentioned a possibility of arresting the other twin, because they said that those boys had a reputation for bullying people. So, like I said, I think every no stone, I don't think, thankful, will be left unturned by the time this is over with. Because they got to work and earn that $500,000. Like I said, it might be $1 million now in that GoFundMe account, and plus they got to do whatever it takes to try to keep Carmelo out of prison. Okay, Granny B, what do you have here? You said A, yes. Parent and school. Okay, you agree with Queen Spirit. Education is a partnership, i.e., parents and teacher. Got you. Like I challenged Queen Spirit. Granny B, put me a percentage in there. Do you think it should be 50-50, like I threw out earlier, 50% on that school to teach conflict resolution, 50% on the parent? Should it be 70 on the school, 30 on the parent? Just give us percentage. What do you think? Tracy said exactly, Queen Spirit. Absolutely. Okay, Queen has come, but she has this percentage up here. Okay, 75% at home, 25% at school. Let's see what you have, Granny B. Because keep in mind, who in the world, who has we been taught, who's the child's first teacher? Did you get that percentage from there? It's supposed to all start at home. So 75-25. Okay. Granny B, come back with a percentage for us. Kristen, my opinion, this young man should have never, I agree. But it's going to be interesting, because I know if nobody else asks this question, I'm not a lawyer, but I would think that Austin Metcalf's question, and I think I saw an interview where someone has already asked that question, why did he have the knife? If you go back and look at my first video, that's the first question. When I put it out there, it just happened. Why did he have that knife there? Okay, you said this young man should have never had a knife and he should pay for it. I don't agree with death threats at all. Leave it to the courts. A life has already been taken and another one to protect. Like I said, no one wins. One got death already. Metcalf got death. He's already under the ground. And there's a possibility, I said a possibility, that this young man, Anthony, might get life in prison. So who won? Nobody wins. You either get life, might get life, or you get death. There's not a third option. Or if there is, put it up here. Let me see. Okay, thankful you're saying wow. Kristen, I agree with Queen Spirit. Absolutely. 75-25. I asked Granny B to come back with me on percentage too. Okay, my chat. I don't want them. This is good dialogue. I don't want any comments to get away. Kristen, I think I got you. Okay, you agree with Queen Spirit. Thankful. Okay, she agrees with Queen Spirit. All right, Granny B came back with some numbers. Let's say she said 70% parents, 30% school. Home is the primary foundation. So we can go with that. You all are along there together, maybe 5% off or so. Okay, so we think it's the parents. And I think it starts at home. But nowadays, unfortunately, parents, a whole lot of responsibilities, ladies, are being put off on the school. I grant you that. A lot of responsibilities. Parents, they just want to do what it takes to get them. Here's school, you raise them. World, here they are. So we need to get this memo out to parents. Parents, 70-75% of raising these children, that responsibility, it falls on you, not the school. Granny B, Queen Spirit, how are we going to get these numbers, these percentages out to these parents? Granny B says, perhaps he anticipated trouble with the victim. Yes, I asked that question from day one. I think, was it Thankful? I think Thankful asked that question. Was it you, Thankful, or was it somebody else? Asked, why did he have Tracy? It was Tracy. Asked, why did he even have that knife at the track meet? What's my next? Granny B, perhaps. Okay. Tracy says he's a juvenile, not life, I pray. Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Did everybody get a chance to read? Let's see what Queen has before I ask that. But some parents choose violence as a way of resolving issues, and that creates a bigger problem. Absolutely. Absolutely, Queen, as a whole. And this will come up probably in every one of my lives. We're going to go back to parents and education. That's my love. So you are right. So I hope y'all don't get tired of hearing about it. So, but you all didn't ask my question. I asked this question because I've been pondering over who should be held responsible for the stabbing of Austin Metcalf. Metcalf. Who? Should it be Karmelo Anthony? He's the one that stabbed. He's the one that brought that knife there. Should it be Carmelo's parents? Because now you all know, keep in mind, when these shootings take place at the school, and we have so many, I can't remember, but they've started locking parents up. Do y'all remember the case when the boy shot up the school and they arrested the dad and the mom, I think? Think about it. So who should be held responsible for this? And we're just having a discussion, ladies. Should Karmelo Anthony alone be held responsible? His parents? Should the school, or Austin Metcalf? Who? Just put the name in there. We don't, just for the sake of time, because we almost been up here an hour. Who should be held responsible? Something to think about, isn't it? But some parents choose. Okay, I got you, Queen. Okay, so true, Queen Spirit. Okay, I need to start scheduling this so you all can be in here, because this is some good stuff. And then time will have gotten away. Kristen, Queen, is Marco going live? I didn't have time to check. I was kind of ripping and running today. I almost didn't do a live. I'm like, good Lord. I got home. I had 15 minutes to get ready, but I said I need to do this. So I don't know. And I really try to choose a time so I can free myself up and be able to go over and support her. But y'all do this, and I have one more, maybe two more questions, and I'll be done. Who do y'all think? Come on, Karmelo. Should Karmelo be responsible for that stabbing? Karmelo's parents, the school, or Austin? Talk to him and give me some feedback. Help Dr. J, if you can please. Thank you, Kristen, for that reminder. Thank you, Thank you, sis. I surely forgot. You see, I'm up here running my mouth, so I forgot. Please hit that like button for me so we can get me in the algorithm too. Mouth got a little dry. Oh, yeah, she would love the support. I surely would. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Kristen. Please hit that sub button if you have not already done so. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, that young man, it was his action. Okay, anybody else agree with Kristen? Do you disagree? And the question that I pose is, I should have done a survey up here. Who should be held responsible? Karmelo, his parents, the school, or Austin? Christian said he should. Okay, so seems like Queen agrees with Kristen. I haven't seen anything. Okay, she might not even go live today. Okay, but I'm not going to keep you all too long. I always go longer than I anticipate, but when the dialogue is good. Okay, let's see. I haven't seen anything. Okay, you haven't. Okay, I read that one. Hope I hadn't skipped any comments over here. These were big guys. He's a little fellow. Is there a history of violence? I don't know. I don't know. That's the $1 million question. I would want to be. Oh, I know. I'm just saying. I know. But rest for sure. I promise you, Tracy. I promise you. Every stone will be, I'm telling you, will be looked under, held up. I'm telling you, they're going to be looking in the bushes. I promise you. But the thing, Tracy, y'all tell me if you've heard this. When it first happened, hopefully I can quote this right that I read. When the police officers got there and they arrested him, and I think maybe, quote unquote, the police officer took Anthony and said, I think that he stabbed, and said that this young man, very intelligent anyway, said, no, it's not a thing. I did stab him. I was protecting myself. Y'all, that's going to carry a lot of weight in that court. That's going to carry a lot of weight, in my opinion. He admitted that he did it. No, don't think I did. I am the one. I did it. I was protecting myself because I told him not to touch me. I told him not to touch me. So I feel like that's going to carry a lot of weight. Did I get the next one? Okay, these were, yeah, those twins were some big boys. Okay, you said he should, thankful. Okay, Kristen, she had to take parents. Oh, okay. So Marco, okay, she won't go live today. Okay, she had to take parents to an appointment. Tracy says he should, but where were the coaches? I don't know. I think from my reading now, several tents were set up because it was raining that day. I don't know if they were tending to someone else or something else was going on, if they were still trying to finish a race. I don't know. Those are some good questions though, Tracy. Okay, Granny B says some parents need positive training. Absolutely. I agree. Got to get these parents some training. Might need to start them taking a class before. I agree, Dr. J. Okay. All right, Tracy. K.A. Okay, Karmelo Anthony did the stabbing with the spike sharpener, but twins provoked it. Yes. This is, I'm telling you, thankful. This is going to be, I'm telling you, this is going to be the case. I've already predicted that it would be, well, it happened first, the number one case of 2025. And Shannon Sharp, he just, which I said, if you all were on my live, Shannon Sharp is not so sharp, because if so, he would have had better sense. A 56-year-old man dating a 19, 20-year-old girl, but we're not going to mix Shannon up. And I'm just saying, those are going to be the two cases of the century. And guess what? I plan to be there for it and plan to keep you all updated on it too. Okay, so I think two people mentioned that Karmelo should take the responsibility for it. Okay, let me ask you, and then we talked about why did he even have a knife at the track meet? Let me ask you this, and this is the last one, and we're going to get ready to get off. Do you think, and y'all listen carefully, let me read all the comments so y'all can listen carefully, because I want a response from, see what you all are thinking. Okay, you said, okay, I read that one. Yes, thankful. Granny B, what is it? Difficult to say or mitigate. Okay, so you, out of the four, you don't know who should be held responsible, is what you're saying, Granny B? Whether Karmelo should be, his parents, the school, or Austin. Thankful. This case is going, yes, it's going to be something else. And guess what? I plan to be here for it. I got a few more updates I need to bring. But I'll try to get them to you hopefully by Sunday or so. I'm kind of like having to babysit my two little great nieces. My niece is military, and I've been helping my sister out with her grandchildren. My two little great nieces. My sister still works, and her husband still works, so I have to help out with the girls, taking them to school, picking them up, and that sort of thing. So, but I plan to. I have a couple more updates I need to bring you all up on this Karmelo Anthony's case. Let's see. Okay, I have one more question I'm going to ask before we get off. That is a good question. Okay, let's see. Who is this? Okay, they're getting away from me. Z Adams. Okay, that is a good question. Where? Yes, like I said, it was raining outside, and from my understanding, from what I read, there were several tents set up. Someone else could have been trying to finish up a race. It's just me speculating now. They could have been trying to finish up a race before, the rain started, could have been I don't know. They could have been trying to gather the stuff to put away. I don't know. And initially, I don't know if y'all were here when I said that. I initially, when I gave my first video on this, and it's on my channel there, that very first one I did entitled "Why Are Our Children So Angry?" I lost my train of thought. But anyway, I'll think about it in a minute. I forgot what I was fixing to say. Um, hey, what was I fixing to say? It'll come back to me. Okay, get the next question. This is a good question. Where were the coaches? I know what I was about to say. Those boys, I initially thought they were from the same high school, but no. As the story continued to develop, Carmelo Anthony ran for a different school than the Metcalf boys. So I guess they were running against each other. And like, who asked that question? Was it Christian? Tracy asked that question earlier. What's the history behind those boys? Had there been some type altercation? But the $1,000,000 question, y'all, I don't know if you agree, is going to be, why did you bring that knife? Why did you bring that knife? Why did you bring that freaking knife to school, to the meet that day? Why did you all? And another good question that you all think about this: has he always been carrying that knife in his book bag for protection, just in case something like this happened? You know what I'm saying? So we don't know, but I promise you, those attorneys, they're working on this as we speak. Chances are they probably have a team put together, and they're probably working on it as we speak. And guess what? They're probably working on it as we sleep too. So I'm sure someone is working on this case around the clock. I promise you that. I promise you that. Okay, Queen, what you got to say here? Let's see what you got. I hope I hadn't missed anybody, Queen. Great discussion, but I appreciate you stopping by, Queen. I appreciate it. And we'll be back live on Monday this week. Have a great evening, everyone. Okay. Have a good one. Thanks again for stopping by, Queen. When we're fixing to get ready to stop in a minute. Kristen said, yes, Dr. J, I'll be here with you also. Okay. Okay. I appreciate that. I guess Miss Parker came through earlier. I don't know if she has anything planned, but I'm fixing to get ready to get off. My last question that I want to ask before we say goodnight. Do you think that we have a problem? Everybody stop typing for a minute, because I want you to get this one. Get on the edge of your seats, edge of your bed, wherever you're at. Do you think we have a problem in this country with kids killing kids? Who is this? Hello. Hey, hello there, Miss Horton. Welcome in. Look, please go back and catch the replay. We're kind of like bringing it to an end, but please go back. Stay in. I appreciate you stopping by. Welcome to Chat with Dr. J. I'm just bringing updated information, as I promised you all I would, Miss Horton, on what's his name? Carmelo Anthony's case. Just bringing updates here. We've had a grand discussion here. But do you all think, stop typing for a minute, because I want you to get this one. Do you think we have a problem in this country? Nobody typing right now, because this right here, I need some true answers here. Give you a minute to even think about it. No typing. Okay. Do you think we have a problem in this country? Not over in Mexico, not over in China, not in Japan. This country. The USA, one of the greatest country there is out there. Do you think there is a problem in the United States of America with kids killing kids, with children killing children? I'll answer first, and then you all can go from there. And this is just my opinion. I will be the first to answer the question. Do you think we have a problem in this country, not in China, not in the Philippines, not in the United States, not in Dubai, not in Japan, but in the United States, with kids killing kids? I like the word children, with children killing children. Guess what? I will go first. And this is just my opinion. Yes, we do. YES. Yes, we do have a problem, but this is just my opinion. What do you all think? Christian, 100. Okay, you're saying okay, Horton, to Kenyatta. You're saying okay, you'll go back and watch the replay. And you all please make sure you like the video. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. If you are enjoying the content, and also if you will sub if you haven't already done so. Granny B, yes, but more details needed. You're saying more details needed as far as whether or not there's a problem. I mean, whether or not there's a problem with that young youth on youth crimes. Give me some more details, Granny B. Okay, Christian said 100. Kenyatta said yes. Okay, Tracy. So you all agree you think that there is a problem, and then and we're gonna leave on this note. How are we gonna fix it? How are we gonna fix it? How can that's your homework? How can we fix it? Is it fixable? Is it fixable? How do we turn this thing around? Oh, we can go real deep with this. Who do you think is at fault? Do you think the children are at fault? Do you think the parents are at fault? And you don't really have to answer this because we'll be up here forever. But like I said, this can go real deep. Are the children at fault? Do you fault the school? Do you fault the communities? Do you fault the government? Who's at fault for the direction that our children, the path that our children are going down? And that can be a discussion for another day. That can be content for another day right there. Another day. So our hour is almost up, but I do appreciate from the depths of my heart you all taking the time to and I try to be mindful of your time when I get up here. So that's why normally most of the times I say that our lives it'll only be 30 minutes, and then it's grown to 45 minutes, and then we end up going an hour. But I know that there are, other content creators that go live, and I try to get in a time when I don't interrupt with some of the other creators coming on live. And also I have several mod sisters up here now. We have to go and support our other sister too, because I have to mod for a couple of channels. So let's see what Granny B. I know it seems like I'm probably all over the place, but I have to tell you things while I'm thinking about it. I try to read your comments. I don't want to leave those out. And I really enjoy this discussion that we have going on. Each one of them, I think this is my fourth live, and we've had some very rich dialogue going on. Okay, you say, okay, Granny B says he anticipated trouble. Protection in general might be true. Got you. So when you say Granny B, he anticipated trouble, I asked the question earlier. Do you think he anticipated it from them? My speculation, or did he have it just in case? Because they said he was not a real big guy. Has some other folks made comment about him, or bully him, or was he scared? Who do you mean he anticipated trouble from? Who do you think he anticipated it at that track meet that day, or do you think just in general? What are your thoughts? Checking out Dr. J. Okay, you got to go. Okay. Thank you for stopping by, Granny B. Thank you. And then we're fixing to get ready to get off in a minute too. I'm thankful because of your spikes get loose. It used to tighten. Okay, because if your spikes get loose, so thankful you're saying he brought the knife to tighten up the spikes on his cleats. Do you think? Is that what you're saying? Oh, stay tuned in. Okay, but we're fixing to end in a minute. But if you get a chance, just go back and watch maybe about the first 30 minutes of the replay too. Thankful. All football track. Okay. So the football and track runners, they have they keep a knife in their bags, in their possession, to tighten up the spikes. You would think they wouldn't give them a knife. It would be, I need to get on this and make me some money, get rich. There should be some other type little tool or device that they can use for that. And there probably is, but how we just make things happen sometimes. So maybe they use that too to tighten the spikes up on the cleats. So you think there might be a possibility that he didn't bring that anticipating that trouble would happen. He just had that probably in his bag to tighten up the spikes on his cleats, maybe. But I don't know. But guess what? I promise you, thankful, it will be discussed. It probably already has been discussed. That question has already been asked of him, of the parents, of somebody. Why? That's $1 million question. Why? Because that's the first question I asked when it first happened. Why in the world did he bring that knife to that track meet? Why? It's $1 million question. And I think someone has already, I think I read where someone has already asked that lawyer, his lawyer, that question, but I don't think the lawyer, which was smart of him, did not give a response because it would have come back to hunt him. Okay, Christian said, I think Thankful is saying it was the sharpener. Okay, the sharpener. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yes, Thankful. Okay, gotcha. Interesting. This was very interesting, ladies, and I appreciate your participation. Most of all, I appreciate you stopping by to visit with us today. I really do. So those are pretty much all of the updates that I have for this case today. Like I said, I don't know if I get a chance. I have one more that I'm working on, just some updates to bring us up to date with President Trump dismantling. There's a lot going on, but just the choices, the changes that he is making as far as the Department of Education. That's what I'm working on next. That's a bugbear by itself right there. So I'm having to reread, dig, and dive. But guess what? We are going to accomplish it. Where did we leave off? Yes, Thankful. Yes, most definitely. Okay. Thankful says yes, most definitely. Kids are killing kids. So you are agreeing? Because I think I asked. What was my question? Do you think that we have a problem in the United States of America? Okay. So you're saying yes. Okay. Thanks for that. Okay, Granny B, you're still here. Okay, yes, violence by children. And I'm going back to ladies, I always say I don't have all the answers. So I like to pick you all's brains too, because some of this reading that I do, it leaves me pondering often. Like, God, what in the world? What are they thinking? What are they saying? Yes, Thankful says it's a big problem. And guess what? I agree with you on that. Thank you, Dr. J. You are welcome. And again, thank you, Kristen. I thank you all for taking the time to stop by. Did you all get a notification that I was on? How did you all get an alert? Did you know? Oh, you all were just out and about in these YouTube streets. And so that I was here. But one other thing before we end, I don't know, type 1 in the chat box if you follow TD Jakes, if you're a fan of TD Jakes, if you enjoy his preaching. Just put a 1 up here. Let's see what we have. But I just wanted to bring y'all up to date. Were you aware that he's getting ready to retire, step down, or move to the side from preaching? Were you all aware? Have y'all read that? Have y'all heard that? TD Jakes. Now, I enjoy TD Jakes, regardless to, I know he's been in the news a lot. We're all human, and come short of the glory. The Lord says we all are nothing but a bunch of filthy rags. But I do like Jakes. I really do. I really do. But have you all heard that he was getting ready to step aside, resign, retire, whatever synonym there is to use? Have y'all heard? Are y'all aware of that? That he's stepping down from the Potter's house? Is anyone in here from Texas? Anybody from Dallas, Texas? Dallas, Texas? Anyone of you live in Dallas? Can y'all still hear me? I seen it. Okay. Do you follow TD Jakes, Sis Kristen? I was surprised, but I know that his health, has started, deteriorating. So I think he's trying to get out, while the getting is good. And he has Sarah and Teray. Hey, welcome, Ray of Sunshine. Welcome. Of course, I'm Dr. J. Always like to welcome you all to my channel, Chat with Dr. J. We're just getting ready to you've been in the bushes, Ray of Sunshine. You've been in the bushes. So you live in Texas. Have you ever visited the Potter's house, Ray of Sunshine? I'm assuming you're saying that you do live in Texas. Okay, you're saying. Okay, wait, let me reread. Okay, let me put it up here so I can see it. You said I'm from Texas, but Houston, not Dallas. Gotcha. Gotcha. Have you ever driven over to visit the Potter's house? Ray of Sunshine? Okay, okay. How did you enjoy it? Was TD Jakes there that day, or was there one of the assistant? Was there a guest? Was he there the day that you visit? Because I do plan. I had planned to take a trip out there, but it hadn't happened yet to visit the Potter's house. Thankful, yes, they all used them to tighten the spikes on their. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Oh boy, just a bad situation. Thankful, bad situation. No one won. Who wins in a situation like that? You know my analogy of it. One got deaf. Austin Metcalf got deaf. There's a possibility that Anthony might get life. So no one wins, in my opinion. That's just the way I look at things. Ray of Sunshine. I do live in Texas, but I have never been to the Potter's house. Gotcha, gotcha. Tracy said, I heard he has 11 people he is suing for defamation, all accusing him. Okay, yeah, there has been something in the news. There has been something in the news. Like I said, the things that's been reported on him, they have not been very pleasant. Thankful says it's a small tool that looked like a sharpener, not a knife. Okay, so that's what he used to do the stabbing with, so it wasn't a knife. Thankful. Brother Risa, you just okay. Better come on in. Come on in, my brother Risa. Glad you were able to catch us. We're getting ready to end, but please go back by all means and catch the replay. We're getting ready to end, but you know you're always welcome. I'm always so happy to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Tracy, messy. Messy. Okay, Miss Kristen. My son has one. He played football. Gotcha. My son played football, but that's been up 10 years ago. He's 30 now. I'm going to have to ask him about that. And then, you know, they're always coming out with new things, with new tools. So does it look like a knife? Maybe when I go in Hibbett Sports, you all have Hibbett Sports in your cities. I need to see what one of those look like. Look at me as if I'm on the attorney team, the defense team. Yes, Mr. Risa is in the house. Brother Risa is up in here. Always happy to see you. I sure will. 100. Please do. And I guess I might see you in the morning, but no, chick, she doesn't go live. She'll do a car chronicle again, maybe Thursday. Let's see. Thank you for the KA. Okay. Y'all know what these acronyms, they slow me down a little bit. I'm like, KA. Okay, Karmelo Anthony. No, thank you for being here with me. Trump is here now. And I think I've read something about that. He was trying to do a rally. Isn't it a rally? Thankful. I think it's a rally, but I have information coming on him really, really soon. Like I said, I just got to dive a little bit deeper. I've been working on that for about a few days. I just got to be able to wrap my head around it. And I'm coming from the aspect of special education, what he's doing with special education, Lord Jesus. Okay, Risa, okay, you're showing some love to Kristen. Okay, I appreciate you. I appreciate each of you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. And that's the only thing that I wanted to add at the end, put that little twist on it about TD Jakes, because that's something that popped up in my feed, you know, when I'm out researching. So that was kind of interesting, because I know that I follow him and I have enjoyed his preaching in the past. And I think he just made that decision a couple of days ago. So I just decided to share that. But ladies and gent, this is all I have for tonight. We went over a little bit, but Sister Marco, she hadn't sent out a scheduled live. Christian said she had to some errands to run. So I tried to hop on and get off, you know, so I can be out of the way. And I pretty much, you know, have the people that I mod for as of right now, which is a good thing. They all come on at different times. So it's been working out. And if she had gone live, like I said, I had some running around to do. Those of you that just coming in, I had to my niece is military. That's my daughter's sister. And she had to go to TDY. So she has two younger children. And my sister, my brother-in-law, all of them, they still work. So I'm the chosen one to have to drop them off at school, pick them up, and help out, do what families do. But if I did get a chance to get in today, I'm like, well, maybe I'll just go late tonight, 12 or 1. I probably would have been in by myself. You all probably would have been asleep, but it would have been there, and you can always go back and catch the replay. But I do appreciate I was able to get it in, and I'm going to get ready to get off. And once again, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Those of you that came in late, please go back and watch the replay. And if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subbed, please take a moment and do that. And hopefully we can get me out spinning on those in the algorithm in those YouTube streets. Hopefully you enjoyed the content today. I enjoyed bringing it, but most importantly, I enjoyed the dialogue, the conversation back and forth with you all. That's always interesting. So I appreciate that. With that being said, what did Thankful say? Yes, hear you. Okay. And Thankful, I'm going to ask my son about that. Like I said, he's 30 now. When he played football, I'm going to ask them if they had a little tool, a little device, like that. If not, I think we have an Academy Sports here. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Academy Sports where you live, but they sell all kind of, sports gadgets like that. I need to ask around and see what that looks like. I wonder, but it's just a sad situation. It's a sad situation. But like I said, and I know I've said it 10 times, but those are going to be the two stories for 2025. And I plan to be here for it. Because like I said, I think that's the $1 million question. Why did he even have it there? Why? And I just wish when someone asks my opinion, I'm like, why just if he didn't want, we know racism, I'm sorry, it still exists, and that's just my opinion. If he didn't want you under the tent, why not go to somebody else's tent that welcome you? And I know that's easier said than done when you put in those tight situations, I know we get those adrenaline rushes and, sometimes things just get blown out of control. I have a cousin that kind of like just recently got put into a situation like that a few weeks ago, and my mom used to always say trouble is so easy to get into, but it's hard as the heck to get out of. And something else I always say, as I see so much black on black crimes and these young folks killing each other, we just got to try to think about the decision. I know this is easier said than done too. Before we make these type decisions, we don't understand, we don't realize the hardship, HARDSHIP ship that we put on our parents. This is money that parents and family, not just parents, the family have to encounter, endure, because I said that to say, when we give this money when parents, families have to come up with this money and give it to these lawyers, guess what? There's no refund on that money. Lawyers, that's what they do for a living. So we just got to try to get back, ladies and gents, to some of these conflict resolutions. And I know I've worked too hard for my money just to give it away to an attorney. So we just got to try to make better decisions, if that makes sense. But, I know, things happen and we got to try to protect ourselves. But I still say, these are still babies. I call them babies. These are 17-year-old children still. If you live in your parents' household, got dog it, and they're still providing for you, you're still a child. You're a baby. We got to try to protect them. I just wish he would have walked away if the white boys didn't want him under the freaking tent. Go to another tent. Pull out your umbrella. Put your book bag over your head. Go. Just sometimes, we just have to flee a situation if we can. And I just say that, that could be my boy. That could be my son. That could be my nephew. That could be my such and such and such. Just a bad situation. Bad situation, in my opinion. No knife, from my understanding. Okay, you don't think it was. I'm going to research and see what that tool looks like. So he just took the tool that he had and used it as a weapon, kind of like in schools, Sure, they don't bring knives and guns to school, but I had read once, you walk around with the weapon all day. The pencils can do a lot of damage too. Your pencils and your ink pens. Heels on girls' shoes. A couple fights I know of broke out in a high school. They consider those heels on girls' shoes as a weapon too. Just a bad situation, thankful. Bad situation. Risa said, I'm going to hold judgment until I hear the facts, but I hate that politicized. It's that, yeah. It's that shameful. Yes, rally. Oh, it's a rally in Macomb County. They're rallying what? Because he was let out of jail? Because he was released from jail, right? Thankful, is that the rally you're referring to? Okay, thankful is showing some love to Ray. Ray of Sunshine was here. And I know I've said we're fixing to get ready to get off. Okay, Risa, making a career. I'm going to hold judgment. Yes, and like I said, I am here for it. I plan to follow this case until the very end. I think this will be going up until trial date. I can see this going on for the rest of this year. It's going to be interesting. Thank you, Dr. J, and thank you. I hope y'all enjoyed the content today. Thank you, Thankful, for taking the time out to be here. Yeah, he did ask, don't put your hands on me. Yep. See, he said, don't you touch me. Touch me if you want to and see what happens. But yeah, but do you think now that it has happened? And I often ask this question, Tracy, some of these people that pull the trigger, do you think they hate they pulled that trigger when they're sitting behind those bars in that orange suit? I said that to say, do you think now, do you think, even though he said, do not touch me, do you feel like now at this point, this is something else to think about. Do you think Karmelo feels like now he just wish he would have walked away, just left the tent and took it as an L? Do you feel like his mom or the lady, I don't know if y'all saw the interview that she did, do you think she feels like he should have just took it as an L and just walked away? Do you think his dad and those 3 siblings just wish he would have just walked away from it? That's how I look at it. Like, the old folks used to say trouble's so easy to get into. That happened within a split second. And guess what? His life has not been the same since. He's had to be, I'm assuming, removed from his family. The article didn't go into details as to whether or not the entire family was relocated, but I know he has been relocated. He did ask, do not touch me, So, but I'm thinking that before it's all over, that twin brother might have to face it. He might have to sit on that witness stand too, because from my understanding, the judge, the attorney for Karmelo feels like he should be arrested too. So it's going to be interesting. Thank you, Doctor. No, thank you, Tracy. Thank you all for tuning in as well. And I'm fixing to get off. We've gone over about like 20 minutes. Thank you, Ray of Sunshine. Much love to each one of you all for taking time out to stop by to check me out on my new channel over here. Thank you so much for that support. We have no right to put hands on anyone. I agree, but Tracy's something else, and you keep stirring me up, because I've had these type of conversations here at our house with other folks. What happened to today? And I know he was smaller, but I would always say big things sometimes come in little packages. What happened to today? Why not just put your dukes up and fight it out? We win some and we lose some. Put your dukes up and fight it out. And I'm just saying now, I'm basing all of what I'm saying, and it might not mean make a whole lot of sense, Tracy, but I'm just looking at the outcome, the aftermath. I have both of my hands in the air right now. Who won? Who wins out of this? One child got deaf. He's already under the ground. And you have one that might, like Risa said, we gotta wait for the facts to come out. But still, he might. We don't know how this case is gonna work out. He might end up with life. So one got deaf, one might get life. You know what I'm saying? So my thing, was it worth? And I just look. This boy has not even started to live yet. It's a possibility that he might end up in prison, and that's gonna crush those parents. It's going, and I know the Metcalf, those parents are crushed too because they had to bear real son. So no one win, no one won. And then if he could be raised from the dead too, he would probably do things different too. So hopefully, if those boys are really bullies, like I've read they are, maybe this will, bring about a change in the twin brothers' life. Maybe he, have buried his tendencies to be a bully, and hopefully he buried it with his Austin, with the brother Austin, because you can see, oftentimes too, and this is a different content for a different day. A lot of these killings that are taking place or edged on by bullying. I hope I'm making sense to you all, but I'm fixing to get ready to get off of here. Okay, thankful said, right, Tracy, and I agree with that too. We have no right to put our hands on anyone, but why not duke it out, fight it out, just fight it out. Don't pull out that weapon and go to shooting and stabbing. Marco Steele with the parents. Okay, no live, no live. So we go live tomorrow. Okay, perfect. But I've been on long enough. We're gonna get off so we can walk around on these YouTube streets and see who else has something going on. I've held you all long enough. Okay, she'll be ready tomorrow. Okay, thank you, Sister Kristen. Thankful, yes, it is, Dr. J. What are you referring to? Thankful. I run my mouth so much, I lose track sometimes. Get me a sip of water. What are you referring to? Thankful. And that's pretty much all I have for today. Like I said, I'll be back one day this week. I got some more researching to do. I want my next one, unless something else comes about or gets unveiled with Shannon Sharp or what's his name? Anthony. Donald Trump, President Trump will be my next topic of discussion. That's what I plan to do next. For those of you that still have children in public school systems or grandchildren. Okay, yes, it's okay. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I saw that. I read that earlier. That this will be, I think, his first rally since he became president. He needs to rally because his rating is down to like 38%, based on his first 100 days of his presidency. So I had read that earlier. But that's what I plan to tackle next. So it might be, chances are it probably won't be tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It might be Thursday or Friday. Because like I said, I've been trying to put that together for a few days, and it's a lot. It is a lot. It's a lot. Okay. But once again, and I've said this 5 times, I do appreciate you all for taking the time to stop by my channel here. I hope you enjoyed the content that I brought. I enjoyed the discussion more so than anything. I really did. And like I always say, I don't have all of the answers. I just go out and do the research and bring it. And I can only, give you, my opinion. And I like to give you all food for thought. And I like to hear, what you're thinking. So, but that's all I have now. Once again, I appreciate it. Yes, it's rally. It's going to. Okay, I'm fixing to go and tune in a few minutes. What time is? I got something else I need to do. Okay, I have to get dinner done. Love, y'all have a great night. Thank you. Same to you, Rail Sunshine. And I'm gonna say good night to everybody too. And hopefully, I will see you all back on at least by tomorrow, Thursday or Friday. Don't forget, if you have not subbed, please hit that sub button and hit that like button as well. Have a good night, and we will chat a little bit later. Thanks again. Good night.